I always did my mining mission in the Quile system, but can I beat the Quile system? I got several recommendations for the mining missions. One of them suggested to go to KinkameOdyssey system in the Medupe city and there get the missions. For the mining resource, the recommendation was to go in the Lambda 1 Tucanae system in the so-called Rias hub stations. I use a Python for these mining missions. This is not optimal, but in that case, just to demonstrate if I can beat the Quile system, yes or no. The Rise hub is a starport. That means there are large landing pads and I could use a T9 or bigger ship for the mining mission, which was not the case in the Quile system. Let's have a look at what kind of mission are available in the Medupe city starport. So you can see already that I don't have a very high reputation with the local faction. That needs to be worked on. So here are the missions, and I can definitely find the mining mission here as well. But before I deep dive into the mission, let me talk about what kind of material we need to choose. Of course, all the mining material are not available for sale. So for example, if I take bromelite and excluding the fleet carrier, I will not be able to find any source for that material. That means I would need to mine it by myself. This is also the case for other material. I did not list out all the material that need to be mined, but if you are not sure, please check before you accept any mission if the material can be bought somewhere in a station. Painite, for example, cannot be, and the same as osmium. But if I look at gold, and yeah, so here I can find lots of station where gold is available. So now let me explain you what kind of mission you need to take and why. So here, for example, the mission is 45 units of bauxite, which is a material that I can buy, and the quantity is not that much. Therefore, I think it's a very good mission to take. I try to focus only on the mining mission, but sometimes transportation missions can also be very interesting, especially if the destination is, in that case, Medupe city in Cubeo. The things that I'm really looking at, beside the fact that can I buy the material that is needed for the mission, this is one criteria. The other criteria is what amount is needed for the mission. And I set up the limit for myself at about 1,500 tons to avoid too many travel forth and back. Another thing is some material like palladium or maybe tritium sometimes. They are very difficult to find in large quantity. So therefore those rare material, I would avoid them. Now that I selected all the mining and transportation missions, it's time to leave Medupe city and heading up to Rise or Reese hub in the Lambda 1 Tucanae system. I highly recommend you to focus on having shield because sometimes like this you might get some problem getting out of the station. Now that we get out of the station pretty safely, I say pretty safely, as you can see I lost 30% of my shield. Let's head up to the Lambda 1 Tucanae system, 15.4 light years away. So this is very important to find a system which is close enough so you could, even with a larger vessel like the T9 or the Panther Clipper for example, do travel between all the station in one jump, maximum 2 jumps. Okay, arriving to Kanai system, and I'm looking toward the Rise hub, which is not very close but also not too far away, so it won't take so much time to go there. So this is also very important for you, because if it takes too long time to go to the station where you have to buy all the material, then it won't be very effective for the mining missions. Almost there. Respecting the 6 second to reduce the speed to 75% of your maximum speed, to avoid the very infamous loop of shame, which can be an advantage sometimes. Not in that case, but sometimes can be an advantage. Also, you need to look at the radar map to see if there are no yellow rectangle which identify non-allied ship which might stick behind you and try to interdict you. This is also something you can avoid, especially when you go very close to the station, and that might be a topic I will highlight as well in another video. So I always try to fly with the assist stuff, because I think that's one of the good points of... Oh, what's happening? Oh, okay. Some reason I got attacked by a parrot. Right next to the station. That should be okay, because the station should be defended. So basically that should not be an issue for me. And I have ally ship that are coming to my rescue. But okay, I'm not here to fight, and I'm not super good at fighting anyway. So I'll focus on the mining mission only. Yeah, once again, take shield with you.
1,000 meters from touchdown.
So for a touchdown, usually if I don't want to lose too much time, I will just go on flight assist on, and yeah, should be easier. Okay, so now we are in the Reese hub, and I refuel, and I will look at the commodity market and what kind of resource they have there. So I need cobalt, gold. Let's start with the gold, because this one is very high reward, so that's my priority for now. Then I have space for silver, because this one also I can finish. In one flight I can finish both silver and gold. So as you can see here, palladium is available, but the quantity is very limited. 167 tons. Therefore, it will be very challenging if you need to have, for example, mining mission with 500 tons or something. So in that case, you will definitely need to fly around several stations or wait until the palladium is researched into the station, so that you could achieve the mining mission. So in my case, I never try, I never choose the palladium, even though it's a very high reward. I think it is not very efficient in this case.
Ship restraints withdrawn. Departure authorized.
Hello. This is why I really like the flight assist off. I think it gives me real good sensation, and that's the best part for myself in Elite Dangerous. So merits acquired, which I don't really care right now. I registered to the new power play system, but I'm not involved at all right now. I don't really mind playing this. Maybe later I'll start to play that. Okay, time to jump back to Cubeo. So as you can see, only one jump. Of course, my Python has a very long range. It's not an issue, but even with a larger ship like a T9, I think it also should be doable to do both way in one jump, which is ideal situation for these kind of missions. arriving at the station. So now it's time to check if I can go into the slot mail without crashing my ship. So basically for beginners, if you can see the red circle at the back of the station, that means you are right line and you can safely enter into the starport. Okay, times to see what kind of reward we can get for our missions. And I will explain a little bit the strategy I used there. So here is the silver I will deliver. So now we should have multiple options for the reward. In that case, money, influence, and rarity grade 5. Money is not super important, so what I'm looking for now is influence. In that case, there is no influence, so I will just pick up the grade 5 because they are pretty rare to get. Going for the next mission, which is 40 ton of bauxite. So in that case, once again, I don't get so many choice. The domestic appliance is not interesting, and the grade 1 is not interesting, so I will just pick up the money. So my recommendation is, when you start this kind of mission, is to go straight forward for reputation, because that will help you. So in that case, I'm friendly with that faction, and by taking reputation, I'm getting more friendly with them. The goal is to get ally with the faction, so you can get more rewarding missions and of course more money. So that's the goal. So here is silver, and once again reputation is what I'm gonna look at. The difference between reputation and money is not so much, so basically there is no big drawback to opting for reputation instead of money. So here cobalt, I have 2 million influence and product, so I don't need that, so I just take the money in that case, and now I'm allied with the faction, which is very good for the following of the operation if I want to continue to do this kind of mission in Quile. So here is titanium. No, I go back for sorry, that's cobalt, so I go for cobalt, and I just have a little bit of that. So I will need more travel to get the right amount of cobalt. Okay, and so basically, as I can say for the KinkameOdyssey system, is that it's very equivalent to the initial system I was using for the mining mission in Quile. The only advantage I see here is basically that the station where I can buy the commodities is actually a starport and not an outpost. So basically it's very interesting in case of you're using a large ship, because the starport has large landing pad. So that's the only advantage I would see. Otherwise, mission are the same. You get similar reward, but that's definitely a good recommendation for people that want to start to make some money. I know there are lots of other ways, like hunting targoids, or the tourist transportation, or combat, or exploration, or whatever. There are many ways of doing credit in Elite Dangerous. In my case, I really like this kind of mining mission because they're interesting to me and they are pretty simple. So I think that's all for today. So if you have any comments or any recommendations, suggestions, please just let your message in the comment section, and hopefully you enjoy this video and you learn something useful for Elite Dangerous, hopefully for a new player, because I'm assuming that people that have been playing that game for a very long time, they already know that, and they probably don't need that much of money. Okay, let's write it up. Thank you very much.